everyone, and welcome to a new episode of PhD the Philosophical Drama. I'm your host Shweta, and today we are going to talk to Dr. Phyo Lin. He, unlike all of our guests, is actually not a PhD holder, but he is a medical doctor who transitioned into research and is now working as a postdoc at the Washington University School of Medicine. So let's call Phyo over and learn about his story of transition into a research focused career.
Hi, good morning, Shweta.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll start with tell us a little bit about your background because when I approached you, I thought that you have a PhD degree and
Yes.
then realized that it's actually not the case. So, can you walk us through how you are actually a postdoc now from your like education background?
Okay. So it started like around about 2011 before I finished my medical schools. I was really interested in the like a new scientific knowledge, genomic knowledge, and then the like gene editing, so and so on. So I'm very interested in that, and I always read about that. So at the back of my mind, I really want to become a scientist in one day. But my country, in my country, there is in the medical school there is like very few opportunity to learn about the basic science. So I'm waiting my opportunity to become to get like more immersed into that area. So in 2014, before 2012, after I graduated, and then before the 2014, I worked as a pediatrician at the Yangon Children's Hospitals, and and then I decided to come to the United States and then start applying the graduate schools. So I have two
Okay.
tries at that time, whether I could able to join the PhD or do the 2 years of masters and then keep learning what I have learned in that 2 years. So I
Okay.
have an intense conversation with my mentor. At that time, when I start my grad school, she is like a summer preceptor, like hosting me to observe in her lab. And
Okay.
I was telling her like, what should I do? Like, I really want to be a physician scientist, very quick, and I I I proposed her to can you train me as your PhD student during this 2 year, and I would do only 2 year of my master's.
Okay.
So
So this was in the US. So
yeah,
this
that
mentor
is
of
in
yours was
the
in the US.
yes, that is in the University of Maryland, Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I did join her lab, and I became a active member of in her lab, and I secured like a full project during my short 2 year of my master training. And I published a thesis, and then I am still working on them, submitting the two papers. Um, and then the pandemic began, and I was very difficult to find a job because all the like nearby institution like NIH and then the John Hopkins like hiring freeze at that time. So I was wondering around that, and I found my current lab, who is my PN is the Josh Sorolas, um, who is interested in me, and because I have a background in the epigenetic study at the telomere region. So and I became I began to join in this lab in 2021 January.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you said that like you developed a interest in research. So was this like during your medical degree, when you were taking training, which was in Burma, right?
Yes.
Uh, yeah. So, like, how did you actually realize that you are more interested in research and, like, I wouldn't say less interested in patient care, but more interested in research?
Right. Yeah. That's also um, that also I took like a couple of years to decide because the medical training is like, I have invested so many years for that,
Right.
and but I really want to I really want to know the new knowledge. Like that's
Hmm.
small, that like little desire inside me to become to find a new things to learn about the like to fight the cancer uh, is really at the back of my mind, and then like encouraging me to do the new things that I totally am familiar with at that time. And everybody, I think like 70% of my previous mentor at the medical school didn't agree me to go to the research career, but
Okay.
as a hard-hearted person, I finally did it. So yeah, yeah, at the wide scale, I really want to save a lot of people. In my case, I saw a lot of young children suffering the incurable cancers, and I was thinking that what if I know that through the research carriers, the secret of the curing the cancer patients, in the larger scales will help the thousands of patients. So that is my encouragement for everyday life of my life.
That's
Yeah.
your inspiration. Okay, okay. So, what do you think about it now? Because it's different for like a medical doctor, because that's like kind of an applied field, versus someone who is into research, a person who does a PhD. They realize that like when we start doing our PhD, we think that, oh, I'm going to find a cure for this disease. But then we realize that it's, way too complicated than just a statement that you make. So, and that kind of is like very different
Yeah.
when it comes to a research field. So, has your perspective about that changed, or what do you feel about that now?
So I really I still feel very inspired by doing the research because at the end of the day, at the end of a day, you work at the lab and then you find a new things. You find even it is a very teeny tiny insignificant amount of things, but that will add up to your knowledge, right? To everybody knowledge, and
Yeah.
frankly, so that will lead to the direction of curing the cancers or the bigger purpose. So and I'm always very happy if I found something new, and like that always like that is a vitamin for me to be survive in this world. Yeah.
Okay, okay. That's nice. Um, so what do you think about patient care versus research now? Like you have been in both fields. Um, I know both of them have their own challenges,
Yeah.
and their advantages also. So, what would you say to a person who's, let's say, doing an MD PhD and does not really know if that person wants to focus into the research more or towards the medical field more?
Yeah, so that is my dilemma too. When I start changes my career from the medical doctor to the researcher, but but I'm really what should I say? The difference is the uh, it is the like a knowledge of the first thing, right? You are the first person that you can know in the specific area that you are doing the research. That is that is a really privilege for a researcher, not the medical
Yeah.
scientist, not the
Yeah.
medical doctor, right? Because they follow the guideline after a few years, and then like like everything is safe for the human condition, then
Yeah. Then
they
it's
can start
applied. Yeah.
practice. Yeah. So yeah, that's a really difference. And I also believe that when I start changing my career to the from the medical doctor to the researcher, I think that should I keep practicing the medicine while I am doing the research? But like you can do 100% in both things, right? You have to be sacrificed to become a better at the one side of your career.
Aspect. Yes.
Yeah, but I can still cure disease. So, you know,
Yes.
yeah, if I go back to my home country, so
Be a
that
doctor in both, yeah,
yeah.
by both perspectives. Yeah, I get that. Um, Were there any challenges like from Burma to US? Because this is like your transition is very unconventional. It's not even like an MD PhD, which a lot of people do, and then they start focusing towards the research side or the medical side. But you were a doctor and then you did a master's and now you're doing a postdoc. So have there been any challenges during this? I'm sure there were.
Oh yeah. So there are a lot of challenges. First of all is the research facility, and then the another thing is the people's motivations, right? The motivation to invest in this kind of industries. But the Burma is a developing country, and they stay prioritizing the healthcare. So keep advocating to persuading to become a more to to be more members of these Myanmar research community. And I recently started doing the Myanmar Medical Science Initiative, which bring a lot of the Burmese researcher all over the world. And then we are organizing a group, and then we try to navigate through this channel to the like young aspire medical scientists like ourselves, and try
Okay.
to recruit new people. So that is
Okay, that's very nice.
this is the ongoing process. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, did you have any guidance? Like you said that you had some mentors who were like when you were a medical doctor, someone, your mentor felt like you would be 70% better at research. And then when you came here, you had another mentor, who was like who helped you with lab work and all these things. But when you were transitioning, did anybody actually know that this is possible? Like after a master's, you can actually start working as a postdoc, because I definitely was not aware of this way. But like, what kind of guidance did you have?
Yeah. So first of all, is my advice to all the students find your best mentor, because not all the
Hmm.
mentors are suitable to you, and they
Right.
they might not have the same background as you came, but your real mentor will be like understanding what you want to do, and then like encouraging to where you want to go, right? So this is always how should I say, always get involved with your mentors, and and always don't afraid to communicate with them what you want to do. The thing that I think that really boosts me up before I start my master is uh, I I talk with her like very frankly, like I'm I'm going to pursue the academic research career at the end of my study, and what can you do, and what can you make me excited to become, interested in your research. So she offered me some of her project, and then you can choose. She started giving me
Wow.
2 projects, and then I expanded to 4 of my own.
Okay.
So yeah. uh, so be upfront about and don't be shy, even those are not so my career path is an orthodox, so
Hmm.
don't be afraid. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. That's a nice tip. Um, because ours is a PhD show, I would like to ask you this question. Like, and I'm not sure if you are well aware, but maybe you can have some idea about it. Um, how is it different for you in the lab and now as a postdoc versus another postdoc who is a PhD? So, because you have like different kind of backgrounds, uh, is it different with respect to the kind of projects you guys do, or the kind of experience you have, your expertise and all these things? Like, how is it different?
Right. So the difference is like from the training part. I
Hmm.
would say that real solid PhD students go through 4 year of their undergrad, and then 6 or 7 years for their doing the PhD. So
Hmm.
I don't have that background, but I'm always happy to learn new things. I keep asking, sometimes I'm asking detail, and and I always learn, uh, and that can keep up with the your ongoing research project. And the other thing is the research techniques are, where there will be a new techniques, there will be a new analysis, there will be new essays. So, but the thing that we should learn, after during the PhD or after the PhD, is to oversee the kind of like a bad eye views of the area, the research area that you want to go, and developing the new ideas, and trying to complement your skill with the your new knowledge, and whether that is possible, and find the new collaborations with the your lab mate or other postdocs, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
from your lab or other lab. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have, I'm sure you have postdocs in your lab. So how does it work with respect to like interactions with other postdocs? You just said that finding collaborations is a good thing, learning new techniques from others is nice.
Yeah.
So how does that work?
Well, you mean like kind of like how to communicate with them, or?
Yeah, like how does your day work with respect to interactions and like yeah.
Yeah, just be polite and be insightful, and always do your homework before you start approaching them, and always be gracious and always say thank you to them. Yeah, and it is not just one way, right? There is 2 way. So you can also help them, uh, whatever the field or subject that you are master in, and they can also ask your help to to accomplish their project too. So this is not a one-way, like kind of communication.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You also said that you run a YouTube channel, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's like there is not much biomedical and cellular molecular biology channel with the Burmese language. So, and I'm sure that a lot of Burmese students, especially the young students, after their high schools and they are deciding, like whatever they want to go, they
Hmm.
they should, but they can't communicate through English language, so they can only speak Burmese. So,
Okay.
I believe that this is our responsibility to go through the what is the new things happening in this field and what are the exciting things that can change the life of people through our own native language. So that can inspire the youngsters to follow more like our pathway, right? The research career.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my
So
main purpose.
are there any research facilities in Burma, or like is that a reason you shifted to the US?
There are
Like
two.
how is the research scene there? I'm completely unaware of that, so just asking.
Yeah, so there are like two main major research facility in Burma. One is the lower part of Burma, and the other is the like north side of Burma. But they are more like developing drugs such as malarias and tuberculosis, other
Okay.
than the like doing the cellular and molecular biology and genetic research. So that area is stay very underdeveloped
Okay.
in Burma. So yeah, so I really hope that there will be a lot of young Burmese researcher in a few decades, and then yeah, um, it's becoming keep going on.
Yeah.
Uh, whatever they want to pursue in Burma. Yeah.
That's great, and it's a really nice initiative that you have started over here. Do you like have or have you built like a network of people who you now know, and are you helping people through that network or something like that?
Yeah, so the network we have like different network. The other network is medical doctors networks. So I am
Okay.
also very active in this network, and from this network, we are doing the humanitarian assistance to the displaced peoples because of our current political situations, and like helping each others in our networks. So we have around about like 370 doctors in this network, so
Okay.
quite big. But yeah, I'm still navigating how to like how to utilize these two to like to make a like um, to make it work, right, to become a more organized society. Yeah.
Okay. So there are no PhDs in this network. It's just like medical doctor.
Yeah, so
Okay.
they are like medical doctors, but for the researcher part, I'm still currently working on that because I just started this group in a couple of months ago. So it takes time to connect to each others and yeah, understand each other. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's great to know. All right. I think we had like a great discussion, and thank you so much for being with us today. I think it was really nice to know that there is also a way of transitioning into research uh, if you do not have a PhD background, but like if you are a medical doctor and you can do a master's and then have a lab experience and yeah, transition into like a research field. Do you have any comments or any advice that you would like to give?
So I understand that Indian as a nation produce thousands of doubters. Um, I'm pretty sure that some of the doubters want to do research. So if you really want to do research, don't listen to the those discouraged men, and then like all the like negative talking to you. Know what you really want to do, and then after you decided, yeah, start doing that. So that is, yeah, my simple advice.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. And if you did, let us know via your comments. And we'll be back in a couple of weeks with another interesting topic. Till then, stay tuned. Bye.